So you guys know this is a channel about motorbikes, but every now and then I like to do stuff on cars and four-wheel drives and all that kind of stuff. But I have a mate that I shot his wedding. I mean, we met through work because I'm a wedding photographer and they hired me to shoot their wedding and we just kind of became friends. But he has a sick BMW that has been built up by himself, and I need to take some photos of it for him for like a news article. So today's video is going to be a little bit different. We're going to jump in his car. He's on his way to pick me up now. I think it's a 135i that's been converted to like an M, but it has the V8 from the M3 in it, and it's a crazy car. Really cool. I've taken it for a drive. It's a 6-speed manual. Anyway, he'll be here soon, so he'll be able to tell you more about the car, and we'll do a walkthrough and take some photos of it. Sounds sick, eh? It sounds real Euro, eh? Like real, like a Ferrari almost. Like
exotic, eh?
Yeah, real exotic.
Yeah. Like every time you put an exhaust on one of these motors, you risk losing that induction.
Right.
But the beauty of this one is like it's not droney and it's not too overpowering that you lose that ITB sound. You know, when you're stepping on it. Yeah. It's all M3 running gear.
Yeah.
Diff is a 4:1 ratio.
Right.
So we started with 315 and. Got the larger backing plate, so it needs to be larger to house the 4:1 gears. Put the 4:1 in it, so like in 6th gear at 100k we're pulling 2,750.
Oh yeah,
it's manageable, you know, like it's, I think the stock M3 is about 250 or something like that. Or even 6th gear you can just accelerate, just to get past it if you need to. Started off as a 135i. We've basically put an entire E92 E9X M3 running gear in it. Engine, subframes, gearbox, diff. Did the 4:1 ratio on the diff just to liven the motor up a little bit, get it up in that rev range quicker, which is where it sort of makes all its power. Then we've done M3 brakes, again same as the 1M.
But it started off as a 135, right?
Started off, yeah. It's a 2012 135i N55 DCT car. All OEM BMW 1M panels. Bought them in from Germany. So this rear quarter has been cut roughly about here, down through here till about a third of the way down the sill.
Oh, really?
Right the way through here, and then unstitched with the 1M wider panel stitched in.
Right.
Inner arches were extended to meet that. Guards were rolled as the factory M guards are. The 359 wheels are the OEM fitment, the staggered.
Right.
And again, genuine wheels. I almost did the sort of replica wheels, but I managed to find some of these because they're no longer available, so I was lucky to get those.
What are they off?
They're off the E92 M3 comp as well as the 1M.
Right. So you bought a donor car for this, right? Like a whole M3.
Yeah. Well, this car actually started off as a how it came about is I've got a real 1M, and a friend of mine, Ray from HBM, actually, he said to me, "Oh, you should put a V8 in your 1M. I know where we could source some bits." Anyway, cut a long story short, I decided to keep the 1M as it is because it's a great car, and bought the 135i that they'd put a motor and gearbox into, but it was mostly a 135i after that fact.
Right.
So I bought that car to pull the motor and gearbox out of, and then proceeded to put that into a black 2012 shell, which is, the 1M was built 2011 to 2012, so I wanted to try and get as close to that build year as possible. And again, black. Donor car was silver. Start with a black body. All the bits that you sort of want to be black and factory black are already done. And then worked up from there, and then did rear subframes and brakes and wheels, and done the Öhlins DFV coilover suspension in it, so it handles good.
It does handle well, eh?
It does, yeah. You're really happy with that. It's a little bit firm at times, but it's not a couch, you know, you want to have some fun with it. So when you're doing that, it's set up perfectly for that. Yeah, the bumpers, the side skirts, all genuine 1M. The Super Sprint exhaust in the rear box.
That sounds bloody good, eh?
really happy with that. They designed that exhaust for this car, for this motor.
Right.
So they did a lot of sort of R&D there behind the scenes to make something that sounded good. I hadn't heard it when I bought it, thanks to them actually, because they did look after me in the price. So it's spot on, man. It's exactly what I wanted the car to sound like. The other thing with the boot, normally you've got a little lip spoiler that runs along here. I've actually decided to not put that on this car. The boot, the trunk, has already kind of got a little bit of a curve and a flick to it, which I like to leave as it is, to be honest. I think the lip spoiler kind of deters from the shape of the boot.
I think that's what got me. Like this car looks real factory. Like it looks as if BMW made it. That
was the plan, pretty much.
Yeah.
And anything that I did that they didn't do, I wanted to do in a way that they would have hopefully done.
Right.
Another little subtle thing is the M badge on the back is actually from the E9SP3.
Oh yeah.
They run a smaller M badge. It's got a 3 next to it.
Right.
Whereas the 1M and the other 1 Series, etc., have a slightly bigger M badge. So it's
because you don't want it to say M3, right? Like,
no, that's right.
It's kind of its own vehicle.
It's still got that sort of, ties it back to where the motor and stuff's from. There. That smaller M badge. Again, it's a subtle thing. No one will probably notice it. Again, with the 1M, they have a different headlight to most of the 1 Series, a lot, especially the earlier ones, non-LCIs.
Right.
So it was important to make sure we sort of got the right headlights in the car as well. Sort of highbrow. That lights up. Engine bay is mostly stock. There was loose plans to do a carbon intake, but again, I just sort of wanted to start building up as a mostly stock car and then see what I liked and didn't like. It's still got beautiful induction sound, and with the exhaust, I'm pretty happy with how that is at the moment.
It really does sound good, eh?
A funny little fact is everything that goes into this motor engine bay to make this motor run, so your loom, your auxiliaries, your DME computer, etc., everything in here weighs 2 kgs more than the N54, which is what's in the
motor.
1M.
Wow.
Yeah. So everything that's been changed from a real 1M to this is only 2 kilos heavier. So it's not added weight. It's
Do you know how much the car weighs?
It's about 1495.
Yeah.
Is what it should be. I haven't put it on some scales yet, but in theory it's 1495 kgs, which is about 165, 170 kilos lighter than an M3. So it's an M3, but without that extra weight, and it's smaller overhangs over the front and rear. It's quite a different car.
Is there anything actually aftermarket on it other than the exhaust?
Not really aftermarket per se. Everything else is
like it's all BMW parts.
It's all BMW stuff, yeah. So the seats inside, they're out of an F82 M4 comp, so they've got
that would cost a fair bit.
The holes through there, so if someone's in the back, they can.
And the carbon
backs. They're a lot lighter.
Yeah.
And you also sit a lot lower.
And they're all electrics and everything work like factory.
Works. Yeah, it's quite nice at night when you unlock the car. The M badge in there lights up with the rest of the comfort lighting. We've done this is kind of aftermarket, I guess. We had this made over in the UK.
The steering wheel.
So
Alcantara.
The Alcantara, flat bottom, and slightly sort of thinner.
And 6 feet obviously out of the
M3.
M3 as well.
And then with the 1M, they typically have a lot of these panels here have got an orange stitching that runs through here.
Yeah.
And then the Alcantara, and then all of the black trim is sort of Alcantara in some way with orange stitching. I personally find it's a little bit too loud, so
you've just gone all black.
Gone all black, but again paid respects to the 1M with just bringing the orange stitching into that steering wheel.
Yeah.
Another little subtle change we've done is the starter button, start-stop button. That's out of an M3 LCI, which seemed to have a slightly different.
So was there a start-stop button there before?
There was, yeah, but they're sort of a more of a flowing sort of a quite. Yeah, the build plate number 1.
This isn't the first car that you've built though, is it?
No, it's not, no. It's the first 1 Series that we've had a crack at doing. Yeah, I haven't decided if it's for sale yet. I sort of built the car to sell it, and then drove it and then fell in love with it, and then continue to drive it and fall in love with it every day. So it's kind of it's a funny one. It's for sale, but I'd prefer to just build another one for someone.
Yeah, right.
If they want
to keep this for yourself.
Yeah, and people can sort of get in this and have a go and experience it and drive it, and again,
I did drive it. And it's certainly an experience.
Yeah, we can start it up. Yeah, it'll do a cold start program. First starts up. And done. Obviously, this isn't something that's it's not like a first. You know, there's been a few people around the world do these builds, but a lot of people seem to put the M3 buttons that normally sit to the side of the gear stick, which do your traction control and your power button for your throttle response.
Yeah.
And if you've got EDC suspension, it does that. Not having the EDC suspension, I didn't need that button. We've already got a traction control button up here on the dash.
And that's functional?
That is functional, yeah. So we basically took the wiring from that switch that's normally down by the gear stick and then routed the traction control button into the factory 1 series,
Right.
which again is how the 1M is. And then we put the power button sort of at rest pretty much, because with the steering wheel you've got the M button on here, which you press that, it sort of comes on MDM mode.
Okay, yeah.
Mode. So that's all functioning as the M3 does. And again, the 1M just has that M button, it doesn't have all these other extra buttons. I just wanted to again keep the interior as clean as we could.
It's wildly close to a factory BMW.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's kind of the most impressive thing about it, I reckon. Like, it feels, like I said, like BMW made it and brought it to you to like modify or something. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Motor is typically about 420 horsepower, give or take, at the crank, 400 newton meters of torque, so it's not overly torquey, but at the same time it's a 4 litre V8, so people quite often in their defence in the S65's defence will say, oh, it's quite a lot of torque for a small 4 litre. The beauty of it though is it doesn't try to kill you at every minute you put your foot up it, because you've really got to wind it up to get that power, and it doesn't really make full power up till sort of close to 8,000 RPM. So
And redline's about 8.5-ish.
yeah, 8.3, 8.4. So it's it's kind of a very linear feeling power delivery.
You want to get up here?
Get up there. And then obviously the car weighs 1,495 kilos, give or take.
Yeah.
So that's that again, that 165, 170 kgs lighter than an M3. With the same package, and then the 4:1 ratio diff, it's quite a lively little package.
Acceleration wise, it feels not the same, but it reminds me of the E63 I had.
Okay.
The 6.2.
Yep.
Like with the dual clutch transmission and all that, it was a pretty quick car. It was a lot heavier than this, but like it feels similar.
Yeah, I mean that car, that motor rather, came out around the time of this motor.
Yeah.
So they're kind of like, you know, directly comparable in a lot of regards.
Yeah.
Except the AMG has a whole heap more torque.
Oh yeah.
You know, so like you put your foot down at any RPM, yeah, and it's gonna bark those tyres if you want them to. Whereas this here, it's actually quite hard to get this car out of shape. You've got to be really pushing it to get it there, which sort of on the road is just.
You got good tyres on it as well, though.
Yeah, there's Michelin Pilot Sports on this, so that sort of helps keep things under control.